So it looks like the the stream is live, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Um, but yeah, I'll try to explain what I'm doing as I'm going along, but it's kind of a little bit more relaxed stream of just, I don't know, just working it. But yeah, if I see comments in the or questions in the comment section, I'll do my best to get to those and answer them. But basically, I'm trying to find a character that I think will be good for the upcoming course that I'm teaching. I'm currently in the process of making for the 12 principles of animation, using the 12 principles of animation in Moho and Anime Studio. So this is going to be for those that are new to the software but familiar with other animation software, and also for those that want to learn how to make their animations better and maybe already have pretty good knowledge of the software. It's basically going to be the target audience. Let's see. So this is basically a example for anticipation. And what I want to do is I want to have this character jump, but I just forgot that this is kind of like a crouching, like a slow walk position. So what I was going to do is I was going to see how these legs were set up. Okay. Because yeah, so what I want to do first is I want to get the pose for the crouch, and I think this back leg needs to be shrunk a little bit more in order to achieve this. But I'm going to bring both legs kind of further back, bring the body down a lot more. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that gun. So it's a switch layer. I'm going to change that just to a hand. And I'm going to put the hand behind the body there as she's getting ready for a jump. Let's say there's a crack or a hole in the floor. So let's go ahead and let's make that really quick. Interesting. Don't know why I came up with that color. That's okay. That'll work for now. Let's go ahead. Oh, that. That's all right. So yeah, so all I'm doing right now is just building the scene really quick here. Nothing too fancy because we haven't really got to the animation part yet. All right, so she's gonna jump this little crack right here is what we'll do. I'm trying to think. So here she is way back here. So let's go ahead and let's pull her forward. Okay, so what I did is I just selected all the bones. It's It's probably the easiest way to get that to work. And then she's going to jump over this little crack here. So the next keyframe that I'm going to put in is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all of those, whoops, all the bones again, and put her on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze that pose. I'm going to freeze that first pose. And what I want to do is for the landing, I might need to look at some references to see what a person looks like when they're landing from a standing long jump. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. We won't put that position in yet. We'll do the position where she's landing and catching herself. So now all her weight is going to go forward. That arm's going to go forward just to kind of maintain. Let's see. It kind of looks weird with the straight out hands, but this is just one of the preset animations that I'm using in the library. Oh, you know what? I haven't checked my audio, but okay, good. I do have audio. I always forget to do that. Okay, so that's good for now. So now I have this. She's landing. Let's go ahead and again, let's pull that back a little bit more so it's closer to the edge. Okay, and now I'm going to do a position up above. So I froze the first pose, the second pose on the frames 1 and 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just change this to step. And I'm going to change all these keyframes to step. So I'm going to deselect all the keyframes. Select those bones. Select step and pull that out. And then I'm going to go to the middle position. Keep on grabbing the wrong thing here. And I'm going to give her an arc here at the top. Okay. And oops, don't want to reset the angle. Okay, so now what I need is a reference for a jump of what is going on up here at the top. So I'm thinking, I'm trying to think what would be going on here at the top. So let's go ahead and let's pull up a reference here on good old Google. Let's see, standing long jump reference. Okay, so it looks like we have, there are just a lot of drawings. I was looking for a real reference. Oh, here we go. That's a running long jump. Ah, perfect. Here we go. So here's the reference I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy the image into the software. So I can just right click on any Google image, hit copy if you're using Moho Pro 12.4, and then just Control V or edit, paste, jump reference. So again, it's good to use your references. I'm just going to create a folder here called references. Perfect. Okay. And I don't want all of that. I just want some of it. And it's not going to be exactly the same as the reference that's shown. Whoops. Let's go ahead and try that again. Let's pull it to where it's visible. There we go. Again, just going to go ahead and shrink that down if I can. Oh, there's something weird with my keyframes. There we go. I think that works. Yay. All right. So yeah, so I'm just going to split this into two. I'm going to pull this reference over here, just out of the way, just so I can see it. Then I'm going to come back here. Oops. And focus on my main animation here. Okay, so okay. So here we go. We got this guy. So he's straight armed. Let's see. I don't want to go straight arm. I want to kind of do a different approach. So this one's more bent arm. But I think I could use the same. Yeah, let's try it. So around this position here, I would imagine she's using her arms to pull her weight forward in a way. This is going to be interesting. It's just kind of a very lengthy character. The other example I was using was a character with no arms and legs to like kind of make it easier. But I'm just testing different things to see what's going to work best in this situation. Pull my YouTube back up here. All right. Yeah, so I think let's go ahead, let's bring the legs forward. Again, as far as the pose, we'll figure out to see what works and what doesn't. But I can't get a visualization yet. Just maybe I can. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what this jump would look like. That's crazy to think about, is you don't, until you like try to animate something, you don't really think about what that jump would look like. Let's go ahead, let's throw some in-betweens in there. Maybe, no, I gotta get this breakdown figured out. So this top part right here, this is called the breakdown. So I have my two contact positions, or also known as your extremes. And then I have my breakdown. And the breakdown is very telling because it tells me how did she get across this cliff. And in this case, she jumped, whereas she could have climbed down and then climbed back up the other side. So this part is really important. And I'm trying to think of the best way to show it. Let's go ahead and let's bring the legs in more. Further out. I don't know. See, I don't really know quite yet of what would be a good pose for this jump. I don't know. Maybe she could be doing that. Not sure. All right, let's pick another pose. Let's go ahead and make sure that we froze our bones and all those. And let's go to here. So let's figure out between here and here what's going on. Okay, and what I could do is I can turn on my onion skin so I can see the pose after. So that one there. And I could also turn one on for before. That way I can kind of bring my character up to where would be a good spot for an arc. Right about there-ish, maybe. Her feet's going to be leaving the ground, so one of her feet is still going to be kind of facing back towards the ground. Going to be moving forward. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, I can't grab that bone. What the heck? There we go. Oh, I gotta turn off relative keyframes. Yeah, relative frames. Let's do this. Now because I kind of got an idea of what her pose was, I think that's the part I was missing. I can kind of get a better idea of what her jump over top was going to be looking like. Yeah, that helps a lot. Still, I'm not really digging that pose up at the top there, but it's already looking a lot better. Okay, so now we're going to pull out our next pose. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I froze the keyframes on that position. I'm going to go ahead and drag this one out and do the same thing. So I can turn on my onion skin for these two locations and kind of figure out where I'm going to bring the jump to. Something like that. So in this case, I can bring the leg down towards the position where she's going to land. This leg I can have kind of tucking in. We'll see if that works or not. Let's see, you know what? Let's do the arms further up. So this is almost like a, we'll see if that works. Again, this was a kind of spur of the moment stream. It's usually how I do it. It's usually when I'm just like streaming and then I'm just like, hey, maybe someone would like to learn what I'm doing or watch the process to see how I learn how to do this. Yeah, if you guys want to learn Moho, this is the best place to learn it. Okay, so there's actually one more position in there that I want to throw in there to kind of figure out what I want to do with her body as it's landing. So again, onion skins will be really helpful for this. So now I'm going to have it where her body is landing and her feet are going to touch where the ground is there, obviously. But I want to pull her body back. I was kind of wanting to do this position. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Those legs are so long. Let's go ahead and let's pull that back a lot more. Let's do some more. Let's do some stretch. And might as well just go to this pose and just bring it back a little bit. I might need to fix those arms. That's a really weird. Oops. I'm not sure that's gonna work. My right, I don't even think I'm doing the right leg. Oops, yeah, I was not. Okay, so the leg's going up. Oh shoot, I'm probably not even doing the right leg. No, I am. Nope, I'm not. Dang it. I wasn't doing the right leg. So this leg has to go forward. This leg goes back. Okay. Now I gotta bring in the onion skins once again. Figure out where the landing is. And that one's wrong. So we'll take that back. We'll put this one down. This will just kind of brace for everything else. Okay, let me try to figure this out. So the leg's going there. Oops. Okay, so she's pushing off with her left leg. These legs are kind of hard to tell the difference. So I'm getting this really messed up here. So she's pushing off with her left leg. And she's landing with her left leg. I don't know if that's gonna look good. That jump right there especially looks pretty bad. Yeah. So she's already leading with this leg, so I had it right. I just got to figure out now how I'm going to redo the landing. So let's do this. Let's push her forward a little bit. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so she's jumping. I think this leg will be like somewhere right about here, maybe. That gap. It's really off. It's almost like I'm missing a pose there in the middle. Let's do that. Let's see if I can figure out what's missing there. Okay, so her leg. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it from the one position where it's currently at to this position. So I think, I don't even know if that's gonna work. Because the other tricky thing is trying to figure out where is this leg going. Yeah, that's... I think I may be having to go straight way too early. That might be one of the things that are off. That looks a little bit better. So again, she's stretching right there, which is okay. That's what I want to do. And then lands. Oops, did I switch the legs again? Dang it, I think I did. Cannot see. Yes, I did. Rats. Okay, so I wanted this leg to stretch, not that one. Okay, there we go. Trying to get the, there we go. Okay, now let me just take a look. Okay, see, this is where things are getting messed up. So here's her hip, and I want her hip to travel in an arc, and this is the thing that I was missing that I couldn't see. So she's too low right there. So I'm gonna bring her up. Again, just deselect everything. Just select the hip so I can see the path. That's a little bit better. This leg's coming too far forward. So let's keep that kind of back. Oops, what is going on there? Whoa. What? Trying to figure out what the heck I was doing right there. Yeah, that's not right at all. So her leg should either still be going forward or something. this position here, I don't think this one's necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete it out. It's kind of a weird one. I don't know what I was doing with that. Okay, so now again, I'm going to take a look at my arc to see where it's at. Oops. Disconnected her hip. Let's move that back. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to match the foot to where she lands. Pretty close. Oops, need to move that further back. Okay. And I was gonna make this a lot more kind of exaggerated as she's landing. Oh man, that leg stretch. I can't tell if I did the wrong one. If I did the wrong leg. No, it's the, yeah, it's the right leg there. That other leg though, it's coming way too far out. Okay, so I kind of got my poses down now. So the next part of it would be the timing. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll just throw back in the default, whoops, just a standing pose. Whoa. Trying to get, there we go. Trying to get her to stand up a little bit normal. Looks like something happened to her leg. It got warped or something. I can't tell if that's, what the heck? I think I might have bumped a bone or something by accident. Accidentally scaled it. Okay. So this this particular video that I'd be creating is to teach the principle of anticipation, which is this part right here. So what I wanted to do is just have it to where she's just standing there without anticipation and then jumping and then showing the student how to add the anticipation in to, whoops, let me get that foot position, to help teach the principle of anticipation. Now, this is my first time doing this, so I'll do more research off stream to make it look a lot better than what you see currently. But again, this is Why does it keep doing that? This is my process so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, whoa, there's a lot of bones there. Delete, delete. Okay, that was the right one there. Whoops, I keep on copying the bone. Don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. So what I was going to do is just have her jump across. So rather than going down, there wouldn't be that down position. Let's have her... I can't really, there's not too much flexibility with this without messing up the other bones. It's also kind of a weird position. Pose, I mean. I don't like that. I think that's why it's good to have another bone in there for the root bone. I think this is just an older an older rig. Yeah, I would love to find a reference for this jump that I'm trying to show here. All right, let's go ahead and let's time it out. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Oops. And this will be anticipation 1. Okay, so I have my first part saved. Now I'm going to do the timing. So I'm now going to space out the keyframes to how I think they should be spaced in order to get the timing correct. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull all these keyframes to frame 1. I'm going to copy this first pose to frame 1. So it'll be holding, so you at least have a little bit of time to see what's going on before the jump. Actually, that's too long. At least do frame 12 maybe. Yeah, that's better. And then what I do is I figure out, okay, from here to here, how long does that take her? Maybe 2 frames. Maybe that's too much. We'll see. And then she jumps. And one thing I like to do is keep the foot planted. So I'm going to take the first bone right here, the first position, and I'm going to paste it so that her foot is still on the ground. This helps to show weight. And the foot's going to come up. So she's crouching, and then she's jumping. And then from here to here, how long would that take? Probably about a frame. Unless I'm doing a really slow jump. That is probably timed out right. I'm going to give it a frame as well because I probably messed up. There's, along with the timing, there's the spacing. In the spacing of these poses, I think that's where I messed up the most. And again, that's because of the lack of knowledge I have of this type of posing for this jump. But once I'm able to do my research and get a reference to figure out how this works and practice it, then it will be a lot better. Okay. So from here to here, I'd imagine she's going to rest in this pose for maybe about 3 frames before standing back up. So this is what we have. Again, it's a weird pose. But we'll see if it works at all. And I think that last pose, I can hold that for a little bit longer, maybe 5 frames. And then have her stand up. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to go back to smooth, and then I'm going to change all of these to smooth. So now we got our step, and now I'm going to go smooth. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just save this. This is just so I can keep track of the process of the first part. I'm doing my poses. The second part, I'm doing my timing. And then the third part that I do is the spacing. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to go through. So you can see from her standard pose to here, her foot moves forward. It slides. So rather than having it slide, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring her foot from this position here. Control, paste. So the pose isn't being held long enough. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and pull these back about 3 frames and copy and paste this pose so it holds longer. Okay. And then what I can do to make it a little bit more interesting is still I can change up the timing a little bit more to where she's got a little bit of hang time up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a keyframe here for this pose. So I'm going to hit Control F, and it's going to create a keyframe for this pose right here because it looks pretty good. And I'm going to take and pull the keyframes from this pose about 1, 2, 3. Let's see if 3 is okay. 3 frames away from that middle pose on both sides. That's a little bit too much hang time. It looks like she's kind of doing like a slow motion matrix thing in the air right there. And that's not what I want to do. So I'll play that. Okay. And then I think from here, that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to use my arrows, and I'm just going to look at this pose right here. What I think I can do is bring this forward a little bit. Her head forward. Oops. Oh no, that didn't work. Okay. let's play this out again. I don't know. I can't tell if that... I'm looking at it and it kind of looks okay to me, but I can't tell if that's a proper pose for a jump. Again, if I was to redo it, I would definitely follow a lot closer to a reference kind of like this, but I'm doing kind of a different type of jump there, so I don't know. I can ask you guys. What do you guys think? Does it look good? There's definitely something off, and I can't quite tell what, especially with the legs. It's very snappy. I won't worry about that last arm position there. Okay, so what I want to do is this. So I'm going to do a new save. So I kind of got the timing or the spacing set out correctly. And now what I want to do is I want to take out the crouch altogether, because that's what we're going to be adding in to the actual course. So take that out. So I'll be like, okay, what is missing? So we got this pose, and then we go straight to here. What the heck? There's no anticipation. I think that'll be good for an example. Hopefully my students do as well. And also, if you want to enroll in this course or any of my courses to help support the channel, you can go to my website that's listed right there, mccoy.podia.com, right above that dragon animation, or below the dragon animation there. There you can find ebooks, tutorials, courses of animation that I teach using Moho and Anime Studio. Tilo says, I checked out jumping over hurdles. One leg is extended as a lead leg. Yeah, that does sound about right. So I guess if this was a hurdle, this one here would technically be the lead leg, where the other one would be following behind it. I think the part that I'm messing up though is here. But I think for the example that's given though, it's pretty, it's enough, I think. So yeah, this is going to be the part of, I mean, this isn't the actual course thing. This is just an idea that I had as far as how can I teach anticipation. Another one could be like a throw, rather than just having your arm here and then just release it, cranking it back, having your body kind of go with it. But that one's going to be a lot more complex. So I'm just trying to think of different ideas. So what's some good ideas that you guys can think of anticipation? let me know either in the comments if you're watching now or in the comments if you're watching later in the future. Because I think that'll be something good to have. So I'm just thinking of all the different things. I'm thinking of like jumps. Again, when it comes to anticipation, there's like anticipation for like movements, but they're pretty subtle. I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. But this is just one of the ideas that I had as I'm working here Sunday morning. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. If I don't see them right now in the comment section, for those of you that are live, this video will be up on my channel, so you can view this at a later time as well. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about what it was that I was creating here, because I would love to answer your questions to help you out the best I can there. But yeah, that is it. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching, for those of you that joined me. And I will see you all later.